To do it, I appreciate the opportunity.
Hunter Pankey is next up. We saw him behind the plate. He's a right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 178 pounds. The class of 2022 out of St. John's, Florida. And he's still exploring opportunities, still weighing options and trying to make a good decision for himself when it comes to his education and furthering his baseball career. So he's going to get 20 pitches on the mound. This is the 2020 Perfect Game Junior National Showcase. And you're watching us on perfectgame.tv. We're really happy to have you. I know it's not what you want to see in a weather delay, but we're making the most of it. And I think that that is the most important point that we can make here, is that the tarp was pulled halfway off so these guys could come in and show off what they have as secondary pitchers.
Now, Hunter has a lot of experience on the mound at Perfect Game events, going back all the way to 2017. He's thrown 66 innings with a 2.30 ERA at PG events, struck out 74 and walked 29 in those 66 innings. Have a pitcher's body too, 6'3", almost 180 pounds. I think I just saw, while he's warming up here, a 92 flash up on that stadium gun.
Okay.
So I'm going to see when the last time he's pitched was. 88 on that one.
He's asking for 2 more warm-up pitches.
Because I see in the records his highest velocity is 83, but that was from last July. PG 15U World Series in Sanford, Florida last July, where he topped out at 83. So this might be another young man like what's the name of that young man who went from 80 last summer to 90 today?
Oh, David, asking me to go back in the memory bank right now. I'm going to let you look that up right now.
Mason Morris.
That's right, Mason Morris.
From October to now gained 10 miles an hour on his fastball. Let's see if Hunter Pankey has made the same sort of progress. Because that's a pitcher's body right there. 88.5. Low spin rate, below 2,000
Well, he's
RPMs.
got the arm, right, David? He's
Yeah.
behind the plate, so you have to have the arm to begin with. I think when you go from behind the plate to on the mound, it's about location, right? It's not how hard you can fire it. It's can you fire it accurately.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is a lot of catchers you see step onto the mound have that compact catchers, take it right to the ear and throw. And if you look here, this is a long and loose pitcher's arm action. This is if you're a position player, that's what it looks like from the outfield. But it really is a pitcher's arm action, not a catcher's arm action. Tate Shamau at the plate. See if he can get a ball wet in the outfield.
There's a couple sprinkled out there. Someone will have to go get those. I'm not sure who it'll be. Someone will pick those up.
Jeremy Brown was the one running around without any shoes on, so.
I saw him grab some sandals.
Jeremy always has sandals with him.
Yeah.
He can go to indoor showcases in February and he has sandals in his backpack. Yeah, Pankey working 87, 88. Just look at those long arms. That's a pitcher right there, I think.
So again, just a really out of the ordinary situation here in Hoover, Alabama at the Hoover Met. If you're just tuning in, we had a rain delay, a weather delay, and we have more weather coming through. So primary pitchers were able to do their work on the mound. This is an opportunity that was created because of hustle and a lot of people coming together very quickly to make sure that these secondary pitchers had an opportunity to get on the mound and showcase their stuff.
Yeah, we had an event many, many years ago, 15 years ago, 14 years ago, I remember, where actually we were caught in the tail end of a hurricane on a Saturday night and must have gotten 5 or 6 inches of rain. The tarp was on the field. The tarp did its job, but the outfield was unplayable. And there was still standing water in the outfield the next day. and we had 2 games to play. And so what we did was basically unwrapped every ball we had. And we played a simulated game with infielders, a pitcher, hitters, but if the ball was hit into the outfield, it's a dead ball. A fly ball, we'd call it an out, and hit, and we would call it, but there were no outfielders. Because once a ball was hit to the outfield, it was dead. But the infield was perfectly dry. The tarp did a great job. So we had a game. It was just on the infield.
Just on the infield.
Yeah, and I don't want to even think about what happened to those baseballs. But yeah, so that it's not that type of innovation to the circumstances is not unprecedented. You make do, and always remember the bottom line is to evaluate the players. Give them a chance to show their skills and tools.
And for our friends at home watching, the crew, the whole crew here, everyone who works for Perfect Game, everyone who works at the Hoover Met is doing that. They are simulating noises, what would happen between batters. They are trying to make it as realistic as possible, and they deserve a huge high five. I mean, honestly, to just be so caring and thoughtful to these young men really speaks volumes.
That was Parker Brocious with a line drive down the left field line. Brings up J.C. Osario Agard. Hitters having a little fun here. Hunter Pankey up to 89 with that last fastball.
It's been a full day today. We were in the middle of our 3rd game when weather came through. Games 1 and 2 in the books for the PG Junior National Showcase. As that ball lands in right field.
F9 in your scorebook. Brings up Brett Barfield, who we saw on the mound with a heavy sinking fastball up to 88-89 and a nice big curveball earlier yesterday. Of course, this evening, starting at about 6:30, we were supposed to have the workout section. Just the workout, not the batting practice, but the outfield, the infield, first baseman, the catchers going through their throws, and also the 60 being run as Barfield grounds the ball across a few puddles on the tarp where it will remain. And then, of course, have the 60 run on the back soccer field on the turf. Just looking at the radar, I don't see any of that happening. I think the plan is, after we get done with this, is to retarp the field, and instead of thinking about getting 6 teams worth of players all loosened up and everything, only for what looks like inevitably more rain, we may just revamp the schedule for the next 2 days and get those workouts done in the context of what's already scheduled.
Tyler Trish is facing Hunter Pankey on the mound. Hunter getting an opportunity as a secondary pitcher to show scouts what he's been working on, show his arm off. Trish has been using this time in quarantine to his advantage. We've heard that a lot throughout the week. I talked to a lot of different guys who have been doing some unique workouts to stay ready. And you got to give them, man, huge pat on the back. That's not easy, especially we've got a couple guys coming out of New York, Brooklyn, New York, New York, New York. Wherever they could get their workouts in, they were making sure that they did for this PG Junior National Showcase. That one up to 89 on one reading, 88 on another. Just a reminder, we've got some microphones on the top of both of our dugouts, so you kind of get an inside look, an inside listening experience to what these guys are talking about. And they're always having fun. I think that's like the main thing to know. They're always having a good time. They're focused, but they're loose. Again, Hunter Pankey on the mound. He'll get 20 pitches around that. depending on what the scouts are looking at, or if the hitters swing at the very first pitch. So that's going to round out Hunter Pankey's time on the mound today. That is Grayson Taylor, I believe.